Peace. Welcome back to the channel, Goddess Nigel. So today we are going to talk about something that is, I would say, a bit personal. And that's how my channel is, you guys. I try to bring you my journey, my spiritual journey, and I'm not afraid to say how I feel. I'm not afraid to tell you what I struggle with. So today I woke up and my mind, I'm Aquarius, all right? Aquarius, we think a lot. Sometimes we think too much. Sometimes when you think too much, the little motor up here can keep going, and sometimes it moves from positive to negative and it's all over the place. Aquarius is like, whoo, sometimes I feel bad for my husband because sometimes I can be a handful because I'm a handful to myself. That's just truth, right? So basically I woke up this morning and I felt myself starting to worry about stuff. Ever since I did the ayahuasca, you know, I've been kind of like balanced with the positive and negative, and I've been more on a positive energy, right? So today I just woke up and I felt the ego kicking in more. I felt the ego, like, and I'm thinking, I'm worrying, I'm not worrying like I usually do, but I'm still trying to like think of shit and figure everything out. So I'm thinking, like right now I'm trying to take care of something that's going on back home and I can't get through, you know what I mean? And then when they do answer the phone, you got to deal with the negative energy. That's why I would never want to go back to the United States, because even over the phone, I don't like calling over there, right? So my mind is just, you know, it's nitpicking at different stuff. What if, why, blah, blah, blah. So something in the back of all that said, if you look at the situations you've been in, I've always made a way for you to come out. I mean, I've been in situations where we've been homeless. I've been in situations where I'm like, listen, I have no money to pay these taxes for the house. And everyone knows if you don't pay taxes on your home, you know, they're quick to come snatch it up or whatever. And it's been situations where I'm like, I didn't see no way out. Like, I'm looking at my resources and I'm like, I can't pay this next month, or I can't do this. And something always came through. Always came through. And so that same voice that I heard when I was participating in the ceremony, I heard it this morning say, I have always brought you through situations. I have always made a way. Regardless if the energy is working through people and maybe that person can help you, or just, it's always, energy is always flowing. So it don't have to be a person that I know or don't know. But if the universe needs something to get done and it has to go through a certain source or person, then it's going to work that way. That's how it's always been. And my mind kind of shifted, and then my mind started thinking about a lot of the situations that I've been in, even before I started having children, of situations that were not good, and a door was open, or a phone call was received, or you got something in the mail. Something always came through to help the situation. And maybe it wasn't in fulfillment of maybe what you wanted, but it was definitely what you needed. So that's what I was telling myself today. Like, sometimes me myself, I worry about certain things, or I'm trying to figure out too much. And it's okay to figure out things, but don't try to overwhelm yourself, like trying to figure out everything at once. Like, you're trying to, you can't do that. That you cannot figure out what the universe has for you. Like, you have to go on her time. You can't do that. And I understand that, but again, I'm still in my ego. And that's not an excuse, but that's just what it is. I'm still in my ego. So I'm trying to figure out this, I'm trying to call that, I'm looking on my, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. So I know sometimes we can get discouraged, but everything is just really energy. You have to really produce and put out what you want in return. And sometimes it's not always, you don't always get what you want in return. You'll just get what you need. To some people it's not enough and they want more, and you're just gluttony about whatever the situation is. But the universe, the ancestors have always made a way when I've never seen a way for certain things. I don't care if it was a car problem, like I said, with my taxes. It's been times we've been homeless. So my mind, it felt like she came in and had to remind me of what it is I've been through and what I've accomplished and where I'm at now. You know what I mean? And I was just thankful for that reminder. I was just thankful for that reminder, and I just wanted to come and make a video about it because we all go through it. You know what I mean? And it's okay. And this is the thing too. It's okay to have these thoughts and feelings. It's okay to feel discouraged. We are not perfect. We are still in this human form. You know what I mean? But we have to recognize when we're doing these things, as far as thoughts and emotions and all this stuff that comes with being in this human form. You know what I mean? So it felt good to have that reminder. It felt good, so good to have that reminder, because I've been through a lot. I remember, you know, before I started having children, and I was like 16, 17, my mom, it was a single home. And I remember, you know, just us going through stuff. And oh my God, it was times where it was like, whew, it was crazy. It was crazy. And it was always a way. Sometimes there's no food in the refrigerator, like there's no food in the kitchen, and something will come through, and you might not be able to eat 3 times a day, but you ate something that day. You know what I mean? So I look at all this stuff that I've been through, even to now, with my children, when I was pregnant, when family wasn't around, when finances wasn't there, and it was just a lot. When my husband got incarcerated, he was taken away from us in such a hurtful way. And, you know, I was out here by myself. And no one was trying to help. Like, really, no one was really trying to help. And that was probably like the worst situation, because I always told my husband, it doesn't matter what we go through, as long as we're together, we're going to get through it. So when he got incarcerated, and, you know, this was over just some stupid jealousy, dumb shit. Once he got incarcerated, it's like you took the heart out of the family. Like, you took my best friend away. And that was probably one of the hardest things that I had to experience, because now I had to go through all this stuff on my own, as well as being strong for him. But we got, when I look at, I mean, this video would be so long if I broke down like situations, but I just remember just a lot of situations. And you know, and people are on a phone like, listen, we're not supposed to do this, but let me talk to my supervisor, let me see. And they'll call me back and they're like, oh wow, you know, I was able to get this for you, I was able to help you with this. And I'm like, they don't usually do that. I've seen it in so many situations. So why would I come? Why would I have this big testimony, and then you come all the way here, which is, it takes a lot to get here. It took a lot for us to get here. Me and my husband were talking about this morning, like how we just up and left. Like, me and him were going through stuff, and we came together and we said we need to leave. I didn't know how this relationship was going to play out. I didn't know what was going to happen. We just got together. Okay, let's sell everything and go. And it almost felt like somebody was just like, more control, like, do it, do it, do it. Because in my mind now, when I think back, I'm like, oh shit, like, y'all just really up and left. Like, y'all really, I mean, you had a plan, but I mean, how can you plan for coming out here? How can you truly, truly plan? So much shit went wrong when we got here. Everybody say so much money was wasted, but I'm still here. I'm still here. And I know that the universe has so many things and opportunities. It's just, you have to have faith. You cannot expect her to work for you if you do not believe. If you do not believe, it's like playing a game. You know, whatever you have belief in is going to come true. You can't practice voodoo if you don't believe in it. You can't practice, oh, she got a voodoo doll, that's bullshit, and then you try to do it. It's not going to work unless you believe in it. That's with anything. If you believe in your faith or religions, whatever you believe in, that's how powerful we are. So I know for a fact that I have to continue to let the universe know that I believe and I have faith in myself first. And when like I said, it just saved me this morning from going down a spiral of negative thoughts and emotions. Because everything ain't perfect when you come here. I don't give a shit how your finances look, it's still a lot. It still overwhelms me sometimes that I go outside and I can't speak the language. Because I know if a problem occurs, then I'll have to get my phone out. And I can't explain, because when we speak English, you know, even I notice when you put it in the translator, it's said different. So sometimes going outside, I'm like, okay, I hope no problem occurs with something in the store or my credit card or whatever, because I know the language barrier, you know. So it'd be like small things. And if you're already having an aggravating day and you go outside and, you know, whatever the situation, but I know that this is where I'm supposed to be with my family. Like, I know that, and I'm happy and I'm excited. And to be with like-minded people is like the icing on the cake, because I don't feel lonely. And I felt very lonely when I came here. I almost went back a couple times because I'm like, I didn't come here to be lonely. I can't speak the language. And it was just a lot going on. So my thing is, think about those hard times that you've been through, and think about how the ancestors brought you through it. The universe, your higher self, whatever you want to call, whatever you believe in, you got through it. So sometimes you have to realize these are just lessons we have to learn. I remember somebody said, if the devil is not trying to get you, that means he already has you. So if negative thoughts come in, it means that it's trying to grab you, because you're not in a negative state. You're not in a negative place. So these negative thoughts and this negative energy is trying to come in, because it's trying to grab you. It's trying to bring you down. You know what I mean? And our job is to fight. Our job is to use these tools that we're learning to better ourselves. Because I read somewhere where the human brain, for some reason, is just programmed to be negative, and like not be negative, but it holds on more to negative situations and experiences. And this is true. That's why it's so hard for us to forgive sometimes. That's why it's so hard for us to move on. So we have to really reprogram, regardless what type of parents you had. We still have to reprogram ourselves to be able to let go. And it don't matter if you have children or not. Breaking generational curse is not just for yourself. It's for whoever is around you. So if you have no children and you're breaking generational curses, then that's just going to trickle to whoever's around you. You know, so we have to do this for ourselves, but realize that you have to be unselfish, and realize that if we could just love each other more. For an example, I don't really mess with you. I don't really deal with you. But I know that you're a reflection of me. I know that there's something in you that is a reflection of me. That's why I was even brought in your path. Doesn't mean we're going to be best friends. Doesn't mean that we have to like each other. But I still have to have love for you, even though I'm going to love you from a distance, because you're still a reflection. We're all reflections of each other. If I put 10 people in a room right now, and just say I gravitated towards them naturally from just meeting them or whatever, I guarantee I relate to you, because we're all reflections of each other. So I want to have love for people, even if I don't like them. I want to have love for people and be able to love them from a distance. I'd rather love you from a distance than hate you close up. And that's just facts. I'd rather love you from a distance than hate you close up. And if I can start practicing that, I know my insides will feel more at peace. Because sometimes I have trouble forgiving myself. I have trouble forgiving my husband. So I need to practice just forgiving in general. Who wants to hold on to shit that happened 10, 20 years ago? That is depressing. It's depressing to hold on to something, because it's only tearing you up on the inside, mentally, physically, all these things, financially. Because if we're not good mentally, we can't function. Your money's going to see a decrease. Anything you try to do is not going to be at its full potential. So I'm going to end the video, because I'll just keep going on and on and on, you guys. I just wanted to bring awareness and the fact that regardless what you're going through, please think about what you've been through and how strong you are. I mean, my God, we don't understand how powerful we are. And I know a lot. I was watching this thing real quick, right, with Cat Williams, and he was talking to Mike Tyson. And Mike was asking Cat Williams about his upbringing, his parents, whatever, right? So he was saying, a lot of stuff you just know. And it dawned on me, because when I look at my parents and I see the traits, I see the genes from mother and father. A lot of my anxiety and so-called depression comes from my dad. A lot of this comes from my mom, whatever. But as I was growing up, it was a lot of stuff that I learned on my own with nobody teaching me. It was a lot of stuff that I was gravitating towards that nobody around me was into. Nobody around me was teaching me about traveling and other cultures. And when I was a kid, my eyes stayed glued to that National Geographic. And I was so amazed from other countries and cultures. I've always been like that. And I was like, that's where I want to be. I just knew like being here, just, you know what I mean? And this is me being a kid. And me reading, because I wasn't on the internet like that. I didn't have a phone in my face or a tablet. And my mom had all these medical books that she ordered. And I remember reading books and trying to find out why the body does this, why the body does that. And this was something, my mom wasn't the best reader. My mom didn't finish school. She was raised in the South, so they didn't force her to go to school. They forced her to go to work if my grandmother was sick, but they didn't force her to go to school. So even to this day, I have to help my mom with certain things. And I don't have no problem saying that. You know, me and my mom never had the best relationship, but I never look down on her just because she might have issues with certain things. I just help her. No, Ma, that ain't spelled right. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And shit, it is what it is. I've never been the type of person to look down on nobody. Even if I knew more of this, even if I knew I might have been more, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I go so hard and say, don't judge people. Don't judge because you're smarter or you eat a certain way. I'm going to keep saying that. Don't do that. Because it's not, real recognize real, and real don't like that. That's just facts. But I realized that a lot of things that I knew, a lot of things that I was experiencing, and a lot of things that I was gravitated towards was just because of me. And my parents were not into it, did not teach me. So it's like that now. I love when I get natural information. It's not from a book, it's not from a person, it's not from YouTube. It's just something that's in here, like your intuition. I feel like our intuition is our umbilical cord to the universe. Sometimes we don't listen to our intuition, that intuitive side, because we all have it. Some people have it stronger. So with me, I know that that's my umbilical cord, and sometimes I want to listen to my ego, and sometimes the ego is not the best thing to listen to. The ego is very needy and all over the place, emotional, and all these different things. So I knew that I was different from a young age. I just realized a lot of things as I got older from doing research and listening to other people, you know, who I am. But it's still a struggle. Sometimes it's a struggle more when you realize who you are, because a lot comes with that. You know what I mean? And when you're doing these natural plant medicines like ayahuasca, DMT, mushrooms, these things open you up, especially ayahuasca and DMT, because we already have DMT in our system. You know what I mean? So it connects you on a different level. I'm telling you. I see why people do ayahuasca and DMT over and over and over. Like when I hear people experiences, I'll be like, oh my God, like I could do this every day. I'm not, but I mean, I could. I really could. So just love who you are. Love who you are, and realize that some of this shit is just an illusion any damn way. Like, for real. Try not to take things so personal. Try not to take things to heart, and just enjoy. And let me tell you something. If you're blessed to have good people around you, you can't ask for much more than that. Because when you got good people around you, they're not going to let you fall. And we're not just talking about finances, because money, I mean, it is shit. Money can only do so much. When you got good people around you that genuinely care about you, now you're going to go somewhere. That's what I'm more concerned about. I mean, I've been around people that have a lot of money. I've been around people who ain't got shit. I need to be around people that has my best interest, and that's going to be my backbone when maybe I'm falling short somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Emotionally, and really have your best interest and really love you. That's what I'm more infatuated with. That's what I'm more focused on, is having those type of people around me, because you can't lose. You can't lose when you have good people around you. When you have good people around you that genuinely want you to succeed, and they want to see you happy, and they're rooting for you, and they're taking time out their day to help you, you cannot lose. Then you got the ones that just want to drain you. Y'all gonna have to go over there, and guess what? And the thing about it, I'm still gonna love you, but I'm gonna love you from over there. So on that note, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's still new. We still starting. We still need to build the subscribers and everything like that. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, make sure you love yourself. Meditating and keeping the body hydrated. Meditating, hydrating. Till next time.